Hi everyone, this is Smruti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So in the last session, we have seen what are the different types of the wait we have in the Selenium. So we saw the thread.sleep, right, which is not specifically from the Selenium, but it is from the Java. Okay. So now why we should not use the thread.sleep also we have seen, right? So now if we go to the whiteboard, so I have listed out the drawbacks of the thread.sleep, which we have already discussed in the last session. Okay, so just a refresher. So what are the drawbacks of the thread.sleep, because of which we have the waits in the Selenium, right? So the first one is it waits for the mentioned time interval before executing next line of the code. Okay, so it is not applicable across across the scripts for all the web elements. So when you are writing thread.sleep, so the pause will be only for that particular statement execution, right? After that it will again start executing. If in further in any of the step or before any of the step you need to wait, then again you have to specify thread.sleep again, right? It is not across all the web element, it is only for that specific web element before which it is written, right? Even the element is loaded before the time, it still waits till the mentioned time. So in the last example we have given a time limit of the 3 seconds, right? So if the web element is appearing in the UI before that also, right, it has to mandatorily wait for that 3 seconds. So that is a hard coded time over there, right? Up to that time it will for sure it has to wait, right? And fourth one is the it throws interrupted exception, right? And it has to be handled, right? Either we have to use the tag catch plug or you can use the throws with the method signature. So because of all these drawbacks, okay, so in Selenium introduced three types of the waits. So first one is the implicit wait, and then explicit wait, and then the fluent wait. So today's we are going to cover this implicit wait. Okay, so what exactly is this implicit wait? Okay, so if I go up, okay, so we'll do one thing. Okay, so before going to the definition and the discussion, we'll see it practically. Okay, so in the implicit wait, what exactly we're going to do, right? So fine, so let's try to code using the implicit wait. Okay, so in the same code, okay, so we have thread.sleep, let's say implicit wait, copy this code, paste implicit wait. I'm saying implicit wait, but the method name is implicitly wait. Okay, so now new Chrome driver, maximize, okay, and driver.find element, okay, click, okay, fine. So everything whatever we did that remains same. So here instead of thread.sleep we're going to use the implicitly wait. So how to use the implicitly wait? So same driver.manage, okay, driver.manage dot, here you can use timeout. Okay, so timeouts, okay, driver.manage.timeouts dot, here you can say implicitly wait, and here if you see now it is showing duration, right? So now what is the duration? You can give what is your desired duration. So earlier in the up to Selenium 3.x it had time units, right? So now that has been deprecated and we are going to give the duration now, right? And in the earlier what we used to give, let's say 10 second, we used to give 10, then time units dot seconds, right? So instead of that, now what we are going to do, we are going to give duration of the seconds. Okay, so now how we'll give? So instead of this we'll give like, I'll show you. So you see duration, okay, of, okay, duration of, and we can give the duration of seconds, we can say duration of seconds, okay, long seconds, let's say same 3 will give, right? So 3 seconds, just wait for the 3 seconds. Okay, after that click on this one, okay, fine, and verify this one. Okay, so now if I try to run this one, and let's say driver dot close, also here we can do driver dot close, okay, or driver dot quit. Okay, just try to let it be there. we want to see the execution. Okay, not thread.sleep. Sorry, I have to run this one. Okay, wait. Now run the implicit wait. Okay, let's see. Browser window getting maximized. Clicked, wait for it. Okay, then it's gone. Now let's see what happened. So it executed without any issues, right? Because whatever we have given, right? So this implicitly wait, right? So it took care and it waited for that element to be visible. Okay, and one more property of this implicitly wait is this is applicable for the entire script. Okay, so if you define, it is at the driver level. If you see, this is attached with the driver, right? Everywhere wherever the driver object is used, those things it will be have that implicit wait of the thread duration, right? So you can specify it at any point, anywhere in the script. Okay, so here after this, let's define this one. Okay, and now let's try to run. This should also pass. It is not like in thread.sleep, before that particular statement only you have to use, but here implicitly wait you can use anywhere in the script because it is associated with the driver, right? See, it's gone. So now it should have passed. See, fine. Now let's try to do this after the our code. So here we want to verify, but let's put driver dot implicitly wait here after. Let's try to run and see. This is up to here. We want to verify this message, but till that time we have not yet defined the implicitly wait. Let's see what happens in this case. Okay, any guesses, guys? What will happen? We are here attaching with the driver instance only, but to the end. Okay, after our scenario is executed or after our test script is executed. Okay, so let's see what happens. See, so this is going to give you the exception because you have to attach it to the driver but before you need it. Okay, so now this is at this point of the time we need that 3 second of the wait, but till now we have not defined. Okay, in Java the execution of the steps are sequential, one step, then second step, third step, fourth step, like this will be executed, and then when it came here it is trying to identify that element, but that element is not there in the UI yet, so we need to wait. So what we need to do, we need to define it. Okay, and if you are going for the implicitly wait, you have to define it before even your step is getting executed. Okay, anywhere in the program you can define before your step, wherever you need it. Okay, so I'm defining it here. Okay, so now we understood the implicitly wait is applicable throughout the script. Okay, after it is defined, after that whatever statements are there, it is applicable to all those statements. Okay, so that is one good thing. But okay, so we can the next thing is we'll go to the properties of the implicitly wait. Okay, so now we understood what are the what is the use of the implicitly wait. Okay, so now let's close these things. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, fine. So now let's go and see the properties of the implicitly wait. I have it here in the whiteboard. Okay, implicitly wait. So what it does, so this implicitly wait, okay, it specifies the amount of the time the driver should wait when searching for an element if it is not immediately present. Okay, so now we waited for the 3 seconds because that element came after the 3 seconds. It got enabled only after the 3 seconds, so we waited over there, right? And when searching for a single element, the driver should poll the page until the element has been found, or this time out experts before throwing a no such element exception, right? So it will wait and it will poll the page. It will try to search that element in the page, okay, until that element has been found. Okay, and before the timeout expires, it when the timeout is expired, like you have given 3 second duration of 3 seconds, so that 3 second expired, so now it will start throwing no such element exception. Okay, and one more thing, like when you are searching for the multiple element, the driver should poll the page until at least one element has been found or this timeout has expired. So you have given a duration of the 3 seconds, so what it is trying to do, it will try to find at least the first matching element. If you have a locator which matches the multiple wave element, it will try to at least find the first matching record, okay, and then it will start execution, okay. Then next one is if the page is downloaded and elements are present in UI within the specified duration, then the execution goes to next line of the code. If the element is not found within the specified time, then it is going to throw no such element exception, okay. If element, suppose we have given 3 seconds, so now element is loaded on the second itself, right? Then it's okay, the element is already present, I'll go ahead with the execution. It will not wait for remaining 1 second of the time, though we have given 3 seconds, right? So this is the benefit of the implicitly wait, okay. So I have put all those points here so that will not spend a lot of the time in documenting these things, and if you want, you can take a screenshot of this one, okay. So this is the implicitly wait. These are the 5 points we understood today. So now but this is also not perfect, okay. There is some drawback of the implicit wait. Why there are the drawbacks of the implicit wait, okay? So I'll show you one example on the same page, okay. If we go to the same page, it's at internet.herocoapp, okay, dynamic controls, okay. This is where we need to go. So now here, if you see, there is a disable text box filter, okay. So now if you have to click on the enable, okay, and then wait for some time, after that it will be enabled, and then you can enter some data into it, okay. So now let's try to see this with the help of the implicit wait. Try to automate this scenario, okay. But what exactly will be the issue, right? So let's see. So the same script we can extend here. What is the implicit wait here? So this is okay. Okay, so after this we can comment it out, okay, block comment, okay. So now let's try to click on that button, okay. So try to get the XPath. Let me refresh, okay. So now inspect, okay. So now here we have to click on this enable first, okay. So now on click swap input, okay. So this is button, okay. So input, so now button, okay. So swap input, okay, swap input is a value, on click is the property name. So let's say on click equals to swap input, okay. So now this is your CSS, okay. So now let's go to the CSS, how to do. So now driver dot find element by CSS selector, okay. So through the CSS selector you go there and here you give that CSS selector and then you say click, okay. So now I'm going to click, sorry. So now we have to find the that text box, and then we have to input something, okay. So again, driver dot find element by dot CSS, okay. So now let's go there, and here try to identify this. So type equals to button, okay. Remove this one, let's try to insert this one, okay. So input type equals to text, we can go with this one, okay. Input type equals to text, let's input, okay. Let's say type equals to text, okay, txt. So now this is the CSS, okay. So now by the CSS selector, okay, dot send keys, okay. So I'm trying to send something, okay. Let's say QA automation classes, okay. So now there's the QA automation classes. Now let's run this one and see what exactly is the issue. So now we have already given the duration instead of 3 seconds, if you feel it is less, we can give 10 second also, 9 second, let's give for the 9 second. Okay, and then let's try to go through this code and let's see what exactly is the issue. Okay, so now try to run. Okay, so it is enabled now, right? See what it is saying, it is enabled. Let's see what happened here. So it is saying element not interactable exception. Why the element is not interactable? We clicked on that one, right? So we clicked on that button. After that, the element would have been a clickable field. Let's see. So we clicked on this one. Okay, after clicking on this enable, this disabled field would have been a enabled field, and that's what we see here. It is enabled now, right? But still we are unable to enter the whatever the text we are trying to send, we cannot send it here. Why? Because here is something interesting happens here, right? So whenever the page loads, right, it will assume that application is loaded completely, right? And the problem is here, like when we are trying to enter some text, after clicking on the enable button, it is trying to it is throwing the element not interactable exception, right? Because it is not able to interact with that exception. And here the driver is not going to wait for the specified duration as we have mentioned, because it considers that element is already present, right? But whatever that 2 3 10 seconds of the wait we have given, right? So it will not wait for that 10 second, because see what it sees, this is a field, right? What is our expath here? See, or the css, we are trying to identify this one. Okay, so it sees, okay, though it is present on the UI, right? Though it is disabled here, right? If it is disabled here also, it is present in the UI, right? If it is disabled also with this css, you will be able to identify this location, you will be able to identify this wave element, right? So this kind of the scenarios, right, when the wave element is present but it is not interactable, there are some other actions are needed to make it active. So in that case, the implicit wait is going to fail, means it will be going to fail totally, right? So that is the issue with the implicit wait. So let's go to the whiteboard and see the drawbacks of the implicit wait. So if you see the drawbacks of the implicit wait, it cannot be used in the Ajax application where page loads continuously. Okay, this is one of the demerit with the, or the drawbacks with the implicitly wait. And after first page load, it assumes that application is loaded completely and it goes ahead with the script execution. So whenever the first page load is completed, right, that time the application it will assume that everything is loaded and it will go ahead with the script execution, right? If there are the different areas in the page which are getting refreshed at the different interval, it will not be able to control that one, right? And it only waits for the presence of element in UI. For other condition, it will not wait for the specified direction. So we saw this example, right? It waited for the presence of the element. That element is present, that text box is present in the UI, but it is not interactable. So it is not going to wait. If it is interactable, it is not interactable. It saw wave element is present. Okay, I have to go for the next step of the execution. So this kind of the scenario, implicit wait is going to fail miserably. So we are not going to consider implicit wait in those cases. Okay, so if you guys want to take the screenshot of this one, you can take. Okay, and okay, to save some time, I'm documenting this like notes, so that you guys can directly take the screenshot and we can save some time. Okay, so to address this kind of the issues, we have another word, that is the explicit word, that we'll see in the next class. Okay, so that's all to this session, guys. If you guys are really enjoying these sessions, I'll request you to subscribe to my channel, and if you guys have any doubt, then put them in the comment section. And we have so many other cool playlist also, Git, Jenkins, right? And rest assured framework development with the Selenium, BDD and TDD, right? And rest assured also with VDD, and we have like Java 8 related stuff, right? Linux, so many stuffs are there, right? So you can go ahead and refer them also, right? So please do subscribe to my channel. That's all for this session. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.